Hello, George. Veg Food Forest. We're in the kitchen. Made rice the other night, so I have this rice washed water that I've saved. It's just from washing the rice before you cook it. You get that water. What I've done is I've left it on the counter with the lid on, but not sealed. I can smell it now. It's got a sweet smell. It's been over 48 hours, probably 3 days. If it goes too far, it won't be a sweet smell anymore, and you'll know you've gone too far. But right now, what I've done is I've collected that lactic acid bacteria. Now I'm going to use this collection, and culture it with milk. I'm going to use the whole milk and the half I have here. I'm going to go 1 parts to 10 parts. So 1 part of the collection, 10 parts milk. I'll put it in this jar. I'll cover that with the same lid, not sealed. And I'll watch as it'll look like milk when it's all mixed together, and it'll separate over the next week, becoming curd. Make a wonderful cheese on the top of it, taking that curd off the top of the whey, then use that whey. That whey will be our lab extract, lactic acid bacteria. So using that lactic acid bacteria is just wonderful in all our plantings and our teas for us. It's all around us. It's a wonderful way to feed and protect your garden and yourself, your stomach biome. I'm going to go too deep into it. Look it up if you're not familiar with it. If you're watching this video, you probably are. Simple lab extraction. Wash the rice. Take that washed water, rice washed water, put it in a collection jar. Let that set with a lid, unsealed lid, or you can put a paper towel and a rubber band over it. 2 to 3 days in, there'll be a small pellicle, small skim on there, and it'll have a sweet smell to it again. Just recapping. Very nice. Now I'll pause here. I'll show you how. Maybe let's go ahead and do it. Pause here while I get ready. So this 1,000 milliliters, we only have to fill up for 1 to 10 to the 1 milliliter, just under that. I'm not going to fill it all the way to the top. So it doesn't take much of the extract at all. See if I can do a clean pour here. That's pretty lucky. That's just about right on the 1 milliliter. We'll call that good. Simple as adding the dairy to it. It can be any type milk. I wouldn't use the more expensive creamer. That's all I have right now, though. This is going to be pretty close. I think I've got enough. Excellent. Perfect. We'll come back in a few days. We'll watch this extract separate in there. We'll see you see this looks like clear milk now. Looks like milk now. Mixed with that extract, though, with just that very little bit, we'll see it completely separate into a clear bottom and the curd at the top, the curd in the way. We'll see in a little bit. Okay, we're back in the kitchen, and we have the culture that we put in the milk, and now it's separated. Geez, that's not making that as well. You can see in the top the bubbles, the curd, and the whey in the bottom. I'll bring you over in a minute to see better. Because that's really not making it out very well. Well, we can see that separation. So now we're going to take that whey, and that's our lab extract, that lactic acid bacteria. And so that lactic acid bacteria, that lactobacillus, which is all around us and so wonderful, it can also do well, and it's one of the ones that can do well on a very low pH. So we use it for food fermentation. We have sauerkraut and kimchi. You can see the bubbles in here. All these bubbles on top and up through it. And this liquid we have in here, that's also a culture of lab. So we eat it. It's wonderful for our gut biome. We can put it in our teas. Even what we're collecting here, I can put it in the tea. I put it in the dog's food and water. I do the chickens. I spray it in the chicken bedding, on the compost. Mostly I use it for disease prevention in the garden, spraying. So that lactic acid bacteria collection. So now to do it, we're going to take this. I use a glass strawberry picker I have for collecting strawberries. It's got holes in the bottom. the cheesecloth inside of it. Inside of that, I use another dish that I have to weigh that out and press the cheese. So we're going to collect that cheese. That's a whole second video. You're getting all the liquid out, and the liquid is going to be the lab extract, the lab collection. So here we go. I'll take this, set it in the bowl where we collect the lab. Nice clean bowl. I'm going to bring the camera over and have a look at this so we can see better the separation here. There you can see much better. So the cheese on the top, the curd, and the liquid on the bottom. So there we go. You can see that nice solid cheese on the top. First thing I want to do is cut across in that so it'll slide out easier. You can move this so you can see. And that should allow it. It's a little hard. These mouths get a little small at the top. I've struggled last time. Hopefully I don't struggle this time when I'm filming it. We'll cut it like that. Try and dump it into here now. It's happening again. We'll try and get all that liquid out as I do it. There goes one. That's what we're looking for. That went about as smoothly as I could have asked for. Whew. Okay. Can you see that? So now, get that firmly in the bottom. Cover it with the cheesecloth. And start pressing the rest of that liquid out of there. That gives a nice filtered end product. The less contamination in this, I'm sure the longer it will last. We do store this in the refrigerator. This is only good for about 6 weeks, and that's in the refrigerator in between uses. There is a way, I don't know that I'll do that, and if I do, I'll make a video, but I don't think I will. I haven't done it yet. Where, like with the IMO collection, the IMO 2, for the part 2 of this, we can add to equal parts brown sugar, giving it something to feed on and put it to sleep, and store it that way to be used. But I just go ahead and spray everything with it. I spray my chicken coops, my garden beds, my compost piles, feed to the chickens, to us. This lab is wonderful, wonderful stuff. It's a rod-shaped bacteria, small rod-shaped bacteria. Again, that survives in and lowers the pH as it feeds. So it feeds on these sugars, turns them into lactic acid bacteria. Lactic acid. The bacteria changes into the lactic acid. I'm rambling a bit. Hope that all helps. A little side note while this is draining. These bacteria, these tiny bacteria, outnumber on our skin surface, our skin cells. So if you zoom right in and look at our cells to the cellular level, there'll be more of these bacteria than there are skin cells on the surface of our skin. And of that, 70% are these lactic acid bacteria. The lactobacillus. Same difference. So that's how prevalent they are out there. There's just uncountable numbers. Okay, there's our first collection. I'll continue to squeeze this out, making the cheese. I'll weight this down. You can see how it's going to squeeze out the bottom. I'll pause and we'll come back. But here we can have a good look at what we caught. And now we're going to use this, as I said, for many, many uses. But it's anaerobics, not aerobics. So when we use it on our garden beds, in our teas, and everywhere else, it's used in small amounts. We use this 1 to 1,000. So it can be sprayed everywhere, used as a root drench, drinking with our teas, but it's a very tiny amount. I think we used to using things like this in larger amounts. If a little's good, then a lot's better. Don't do that. It's just not the way we do it. It's wonderful. It's an amazing tool in your garden. Prevention tool after you need it when you have disease. It just puts these guys out there where they're supposed to be, and giant numbers working for us. So for now we have this lab collection. I'll cap this off, date it, and put it in the refrigerator. Again, it's disease prevention in the garden, disease prevention in us, helping break down the organic matter that's out there when we want it. So the lab extract, that's an easy way to collect it and then have many uses from it. We're going to have the cheese and the way we use this, all done by just harvesting those wonderful members that are all around us, culturing them, and multiplying them. I'm George, Bat Ninja Food Forest. Change is better than holiday and long overdue. Peace.